Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another Monday Mission episode. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if this is not your first time here, welcome back. If you don't know me yet, my name is Jane Carla. And every Monday, I sit down with incredible entrepreneurs to hear their stories, the wins, the lessons, and everything in between. So if you're looking for some inspiration, motivation, business strategies, or even just a real talk of what it really takes to build something great, you are in the right place. So let's dive in. I'm very excited for today's episode because my guest for today is one of the Gen Zs, and I really want to be able to share her story because it's quite amazing how her mindset has already shifted at a very young age. I don't remember having her mindset when I was 22. She's 22 years old, so I think this is really a story that is worth sharing. So please feel free to leave a comment, share this live if you see it, interact with us. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comment. I'll try my best to answer them and get back to you. So let me introduce her and bring her on the stage now. Okay. Hi, Elyn.
Well, thank you for inviting
Hello.
me
Good
here
evening.
today.
Yeah. Good evening from New Zealand, right?
Yes, it's
Yes.
currently 8 p.m.
Yes. Okay. So let's dive right into it. Give us a brief introduction of yourself, who you are, where you're from, and yeah, what you do.
So hello, my name is Elyn Clayr. I'm 22. I started my own online business when I was 21. I'm currently living here in New Zealand. I was born in the Philippines, but I was raised here in New Zealand, so I'm pretty much Kiwi. Um, I love to go to the gym, go to Pilates, love to go on a lot of walks in the sunshine. And a fun fact about me, I can actually play the piano. So I was very musical when I was growing up, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I think my dream career was to be a musician. And then my parents said I had to be realistic. So I actually followed the traditional pathway. You know how Filipinos are. Followed the traditional pathway, and I was into STEM. So I did a Bachelor of Science majoring in chemistry, and now I'm working as a lab technician and running this digital business on the side.
Lovely. It's so amazing to hear that because I feel like I could relate to so many things that you like: working out, Pilates. You also wanted to be like on the like music entertainment
Yeah.
side. And I could
Yeah.
totally relate with what you said about Filipinos having that traditional mindset. That because even
Yeah.
my dad, I remember he was telling me to he was getting me into so much like corporate interviews when I graduated from university, but all I wanted to do was dance. I gave it a chance for 6 months, but I just ended up dancing. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Oh,
sharing. It's so
it's
amazing to
okay.
hear that you started your business at 21. So give us a little bit
Yeah.
of like of your story and what really inspired you to pursue digital entrepreneurship and like what your why is. What shifted your mindset?
Yeah. So it was basically the fact that I was finishing up my university studies and I was originally going to go into more studies, but it was only because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life.
Mm,
So I was like, I'm just going to keep doing what I already know, which is studying, even if it means going into debt some more. So even with a 3 year degree here in New Zealand, my student loan debt was already $50,000. So imagine if I kept going and did post grad for another 2 to 3 years, it would be double that, if not more. But then I really, really thought about it, and it wasn't actually something that I wanted to do. And it was just like an excuse for me not to go find what I was meant to do. And before I started this business, I was actually working at a fast food place before I got my lab technician job. And I was on the definition of living paycheck to paycheck because I had inconsistent hours, working at a place like that. You never have consistent hours. Your hours can get cut no matter what you're promised. And my manager literally promised me like 40 hours a week, the standard full time. but there were times where I was living off like 25 hours. But yeah, I did start my online business when I was still working at that fast food place. So I had a lot of time to do the training. I had a lot of time to start, setting it all up. And then I ended up getting a lab technician job, which was full time, 5 days a week. And so it meant less time in the business. But by then I had already set it up. So it was more on the automation part, which I
Mhm.
really loved about it. It gave me so much more flexibility, and I was able to bring it anywhere, anytime, even if I did travel, because I do love a little bit of traveling as well.
That's amazing. And I think who's gonna watch, who's also around your age, I hope they get inspired on how you took action straight away. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, I remember when I was your age, I had the same concerns and complaints as you had. I was like,
Mm,
I not enough to live off, but I didn't really have that mindset to do something about it. And it's so amazing that you had that option and you had this
yeah.
online opportunity that you were able to explore, and now you're continuing to grow. So you said you started when you were 21, right? So it's almost been what, a year
Yeah.
into the business and also working full time. So describe to us your journey in your digital entrepreneurship. Like, how has it been? Has it been what? Did you have any struggle in the beginning, or what's the
Mm,
hardest? What are the challenges you think that you faced, or or even the wins that you've experienced?
yeah.
Share with us more.
So I think I just want to say at the start, I obviously started for money because a lot of people usually just start because they want to, gain an extra stream of income and all of that stuff. But the truth is, it's not a get rich quick scheme or an overnight success. It takes time to build a business. And then it turned into more of a passion to not only share like my life on the internet, on social media, but also share the opportunity with other people. So here we get commissions from our high ticket company, right? But we also have a mission
Mhm.
before, like the title of your thing, Monday mission. So we
Yeah.
have a mission as well as getting the commission, right? So it's not just about getting the money. And I feel like a lot of people have found their purpose here in the business because you're not just getting paid for no reason. Like you're literally helping ordinary people, do the exact same. And yeah, I had a
Mhm.
lot of challenges. I feel like with building anything, even not an online business, like other journeys in your life, is always going to be ups and downs. And I feel like it's so important to embrace those challenges as lessons here because then you're able to share your experiences and how you overcame them with the people that are going to be in your team in the future, or the people that you're going to mentor, right? Because
Mhm.
if you haven't been through, bad experiences, then how are you going to help the people who are going to experience those? But then if you've already experienced it, then you can be like, oh, I've already experienced this and this is what I did. So, there's a bright side through everything. And I think you asked what my wins were. I was
Mhm.
able to actually generate one of the biggest paydays here was more than my normal 2-week pay as a lab technician, which is crazy, right? The business has unlimited possibilities. And yeah, people just need to like educate themselves, learn the system, learn how it all works, even if they're skeptical. Because the truth is, for those who are watching, my mom is actually my mentor here in this business. And I grew up with having this business in our household. So I was in high school when she started, like 6 years ago, and I didn't know anything about the business. I just knew that she was taking photos and videos all the time, and I was like, "Ma, why are you taking so many photos and videos?" And she did so many live interviews as well. But in terms of the business part, how she actually got money, like I had to learn all of that. And coming from a science background and learning all of this business stuff, it is definitely possible. Like you don't have to have experience or skills. Everything can be learned as long as you're willing to learn it all. So, yeah.
That's amazing, and it's amazing. I think it's amazing. It's an amazing highlight that this business you could literally pass it on to your
Mm,
kids, and even you, you got attracted to the business because you saw what
yeah,
your mom was doing, and she was taking videos and photos and doing live interviews, and those are the things that you can also do. And learning the business, It's not an easy thing, but it's very possible because of the training and everything is provided. So yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are going to watch this, especially people who are in your age, are going to be inspired with your journey. So I want to ask, because you're a lab technician, right, and you do graveyard shifts, right?
Yeah.
So and that's also not an easy thing to do. Just
Yeah.
give us like a little bit of like tips on how you manage, especially for people who are working full time, who don't think it's
Mm,
possible to actually do anything more on the side. How you're able to manage both working full
mm.
time and running this online business.
I think I'm lucky because I don't work the normal 5 to 6 nights compared to some people. So I only work 4 nights out of the whole week. So I do have an extra day in my weekend. So I have long weekends, but in between my shifts and on my breaks and on my long weekends, I like to do my business. And some people only do about 1 hour a day in this business,
Mm-hmm.
but I like to do a little bit more than that because I have goals and dreams and passions, to chase after. And I know that it is all possible in the future. So, if you're someone who has a full schedule like me or you, um, then it is all possible as long as you're willing to work around your busy schedule. And the best part about a business is that it is able to do that. And you don't have to physically be somewhere like having an extra job. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. I'm in New Zealand, you're in London, we're global. Um, and there's so many different types of people in different careers, and anybody can do it. Like medical services field, in the entertainment field, in the hospitality. I think we have lawyers and engineers as well. Name the job, everybody is here. And I think we just need to take control of the fact that we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So if we're all working 8 to 9 hours, sleeping 8 to 9 hours, what are you doing with the rest of your time? Probably prioritizing on yourself, going to the gym, cooking, driving, probably 2 hours of that. But then you still have a spare 1 hour. And if you find yourself doom scrolling, I always say then you might as well look into something online because you're spending so much time there. I think my screen time used to be so high. I don't even know what I was looking at. Just TikTok, Instagram, all the things. Not even as a Gen Z, but I think everyone's
Yeah,
doing it at all ages.
I
Like,
can
yeah,
relate to
at
that.
all everyone uses social media these days. Everything is online. And yeah, people should know by now that they can make an online income. But I think a lot of people are just skeptical. So obviously that's why we do these things like live interviews to show
Mm-hmm.
that we're real people with real results. And I like having this full-time job while running an online business because it proves that I am a real person. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
working. And then in the future, when I do leave my job, I was just a normal person working the 9 to 5 and go graveyard shifts at the moment. And then, being able to leave that eventually in the future and run my own online business full time. And there's so many job quitters here in our global community, right? So
Yeah.
many of them, and it's so inspiring to see it every day because if they can do it with the amount of responsibilities and full-time schedule, and some of them even have kids, um, if they can do it, then why can't we?
Yeah, exactly. And like as we speak, you just mentioned a while ago that you're actually about to take a nap after this live interview because
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, that's how you manage working full time and running this business. So you mentioned, I know this is not a part of one of the questions that I sent to you, but like because you mentioned a lot of people are still skeptical about this business because most
Mm,
people I've come across this concern all the time. If this is a scam, or the most common question is this a pyramid scheme, or one of
mm,
those schemes out there online? What uh what was your biggest convincing like factor? What made you apart, of course, from your mom as your model, because your mom has been doing it for 6 years, you
mm.
mentioned a while ago. Apart from that, what made you really see that this business is sustainable, it's legitimate, and it's something that you can do?
Yeah. Well, just like anyone else, when I first started, I watched our free webinar and then I did the coaching call with my coach Franco from Canada, and I heard a lot of about his story already. He was working multiple jobs. He
Mhm.
was able to leave all three of them within less than a year and do this business full time. And if my mom wasn't in the business and it was just, the normal watch the free webinar, did the coaching call, I would have been convinced already because the possibilities when you learn our compensation plan is actually just so endless. Like, people don't understand how crazy it can get. And a lot of people assume that it's a pyramid scheme or some kind of scheme, but I always say that there is a possibility of kicking out your mentor and they're not even going to get a cent of your commissions, because we teach all the strategies on how they're not going to get your commissions anymore and how you can even earn more than them. So even in the future, I can earn more than my mom if my mom's watching this. I'm joking.
Yes, I'm
I can
sure
earn,
she's rooting for you too.
yeah, so I can earn more than my mentor. I can earn more than my coach. There's no um like monthly thing that you need to reach or anything
Yes.
like that. And you can also take breaks, which is the best part. There's so many people here that have taken a few weeks off, a couple months off, even a year off, and they've come back and gotten results instantly. But obviously, it's a disclaimer. Everyone has so many different journeys, and you shouldn't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10, which I think I used to do so many times because I was trying to learn like 5 years of knowledge in like 1 week, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, well," but it comes with the learning journey,
Yes.
and yeah, everything can be learned as long as you're willing to learn all of it and you're just open-minded.
That's amazing. You mentioned there you had a shift. You said you were comparing yourself to other people's journey before because there's that urge, that desire to like do exactly as they did or have us the same
Mhm.
exact journey as they did. And that's actually a big change and impact that
Yeah.
this business brought to you, that this business made you learn. Give us more like how has this in other ways in how has this business impacted or really changed your life?
I think it's like made me realize that there is a better solution than just working, because
Mhm.
I haven't been working full time for more than 2 years. Like, I've only been working full time for about, oh, it's only been a year because I started March.
Mhm.
I started my lab technician job in March. Oh, it's May now, but
Mhm.
yeah, and 6 months into working full time, I was literally thinking, "How do people do this for more than 20 years?" And no, I'm not even kidding you, because I would call my mom every day and I would be like, "I don't wanna work anymore." And I'm not, like, trying to sound complaining or, like, I really, really wanted to find a way out, and I already had the solution, but I knew that I just needed to make it work for myself. And, all those times where I'm just sitting at work and I'm like, "People do this for more than 20 years? People do this for 40 years, and then they, like, sit here until they're 65?" Like, that just sounds so crazy to me. And 1 year feels so long, like, it felt so long. And I'm still working now, which is fine. But, my full-time job is funding my online business because just like any other businesses, it needs a capital. And I like having the work-life balance because it allows me to prioritize the things that I should prioritize my time for, and cut out all the unnecessary stuff.
Mhm.
Like watching less Netflix. I do that now. Spending money on unnecessary things. Like, I used to shop so much, and when I first started, working part-time when I was in high school, I could have spent that money on an investment if I
Mhm.
knew if I knew truly about this business, or if I had some sort of money mindset shift, which I didn't have until like last year.
Mhm.
But it's the reality, because no matter how many people tell you about how amazing this business is or any other opportunity, you can't force someone to like make a decision or like make a shift in their mindset, because they have to see it for themselves. So if I sit here and we talk about how we can talk to skeptical people, at the end of the day, it's their decision on if they want to get started, if they want to change their life here, if they want to find a solution out of their not necessarily problem, but just have that extra plan, that plan B, the extra stream of income. If they truly wanted it, I think they would find a way. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so amazing to see because while you were talking about your money mindset shift at your age, it was crazy because I look back when I was your age and I was already working full time then. Um, my mindset was really stuck to I'm gonna do this until I'm 60. Like my mindset
Mm,
was like I was okay with it and I wasn't even worried. I was like, this is stable.
mm,
My job is stable and
mm,
I'm fine. I'm set for life. And it took me 15 years in the industry to actually feel like, wait, I don't think I can do this until I'm
dude.
60. I
Yeah.
had out. So I think different people have different journeys, and you
Yeah,
you realize it very very early on, and I realized it
yeah,
like 15 years into working full time. So I think it's just what this business is doing is just making people aware that we have options. We have
yeah,
options, and it's really never too late. Actually, never too late in your journey to explore this option. So that's thank you so much for sharing that. And my last
yeah.
question is, I think you've already tapped into this, but what else can you advise someone who is looking to start their business but still scared, still
Mm,
skeptical? Like what advice can you give them to to inspire them to at least explore, not even dive
yeah,
into it straight away, but at least explore
yeah.
this
I
opportunity?
think it's just to just start, because if an opportunity like this has found them somehow, then it should be like a sign or something. Maybe deep down they were thinking the same as you were, like need a plan B, even if it wasn't in their conscious mind. But if they're seeing this opportunity right now, I think to just start, whether it's starting small and taking that first step, you don't have to go up an entire, staircase. Just take the first step and you kind of just figure it out along the way. Because the best part is we have guidance, we have mentorship, coaching, we have all the resources, literally step by step online video based training. So you can learn everything as you go. I mentioned earlier that I'm coming from a science background, so I didn't even know anything about business. In high school, I did not listen to anything business. Like, I passed my papers, but I did not listen, about that because I wasn't interested in it at the time.
Mhm,
Um, and I think that, like, having prior knowledge, a lot of people are like, I don't know anything. I don't know how to do this on social media. I don't know what advertising is, all the things. It can be learned. And there's so many people from our global community from all ages, from different backgrounds. There's Gen Zs here as well, but there's also people in the 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s and older here, which is
mhm,
very, very inspiring. So as long as you find someone that you resonate with, just stick with them
mhm.
and you'll be able to figure it out together. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I would just like to say thank you for the people who's joined us in this live. Mimi, Atitar, Ate Reg, and
Oh, we
Mimi
have
said,
so many viewers.
yeah, Mimi said, I love your grit, girl. You are so inspiring. And she said she will start following you after this. So you see, we're
Oh,
already spreading the
thank
message.
you.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Ate Reg even said, if only I knew this business way earlier.
Oh, yeah.
um
Everyone
yeah,
says that.
so everyone is saying that. So if you're watching this live, if you're going to see this the replay as
Yeah.
well, once this opportunity, you find out about this opportunity, just
Mhm.
explore it. It's
Yeah.
and it's risk free. You start for free, you start watching the info session, and then if you want to explore more, you invest 149 US dollars, and then if you
Yeah.
ever change your mind at the end of 30 days, you'll get your full money back. So exploring it is absolutely risk free. Thank you so much, Elyn, for giving us time before your nap time and before your graveyard shift.
Yes.
Any
Thank you,
last
Paul,
words?
for
Do you wanna promote your Facebook page? Where can they find you? You know, where can they reach to you? Feel free to promote it
Oh
here.
yeah.
Yeah,
If anyone wants to connect with me, they can just find me on my business page. It's just EC Online Ventures. Yeah, they can just message me on there if they resonate with me. But thank you, Paul, for having me. Hopefully my answers are okay. I'm
yeah,
running on limited sleep right now.
absolutely.
But no,
That
I
was
had so
very
much
inspiring,
fun
very
doing
good as
this.
well. Yeah, you're very natural, and I'm pretty sure your business is gonna take flight. And continue. I'm gonna continue following your journey because you are gonna inspire a lot of people, not just people your age, but a lot of people out there who are looking for other options and other solutions. So I'm not gonna keep you long. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna take you off stage if we can don't leave yet. I just need a few
Yeah,
more minutes to end this live and then
yeah,
um
that's all right.
yeah. All right. Thank you,
Thank you,
Elyn.
Paul. Bye.
All right. That's it. Thank you so much for joining me again for another episode. That was really, really inspiring. And I hope you got as much value from this conversation as I did. If you love today's session, please don't hesitate to share this, like it. Um, Leave a comment. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this live session, from this live interview. I found it really inspiring. I found it really energizing as well. I really loved her energy, and I hope she inspired you as well to just take action. Start as early as now because you will never be as young as you are now. So I'm going to leave you at that. And if you're curious about how you can also start your own online business, and build passive income, work from anywhere and anytime, feel free to reach out to me, leave a comment here, send me a message, or you can register on my website, janecarlo.com. Just leave your name and email. You're going to get access to our free 20-minute info session, and then we'll start from there. You will find everything you will need, the tools, resources, support that you need to get started. Reach out to me if you want to explore it more, and we'll see from there. So I hope to see you all again next Monday for another inspiring chat. Until then, keep dreaming big and taking bold action. You have got this. I'm here to help, I'm here to serve, and hopefully work with you in creating a life that you deserve. See you next Monday. Bye.